going on, college basketball fans? Today I got for you guys my top 5 Power 6 conference sleepers for March Madness. So these are all going to be 5 to 11 seeds, all Power 6 conference teams that I believe have potential to go on a deep run, possibly even a Final Four run. So let me know your biggest Power 6 conference sleeper in the comment section, and also let me know if you guys want to see me do a mid-major version of this, mid-major teams that I believe could potentially go far or even make it to the Final Four. So yeah, guys, let's get started. So these are my top 5 teams. I'm going to go from 5 to 1, 1 being my favorite sleeper right now, but all 5 of these I'm considering as my sleeper pick to make the Final Four. So coming in here at number 5, I do have the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and I'm already cheating a little bit. I'm considering Gonzaga right now a Power 6 level team. I mean, the way that they've been playing under Mark Few over the past decade or so, I'm considering them a high major team at this point. So Gonzaga is coming in here at number 5, and they are definitely a sleeper because right now in Joe Lunardi's bracketology, they are projected as an 11 seed and one of the last 4 teams in the tournament. So they could even be playing first 4. Could this be a potential first 4 to Final Four team? I could see the possibility of it happening. They played a very hard non-con schedule. Yes, they do have 6 losses, but a lot of those are quad 1 losses. Even the St. Mary's loss, where they lost at home, that is a quad 1 loss. And after that loss, a lot of people had written them off, even me, saying they might actually miss the tournament for the first time in forever under Mark Few, which would have been crazy. But then they go on the road to Rupp Arena and defeat Kentucky on the road. That was a huge win, and they are back in the bracket for most people. Like I said, they're projected as one of the last 4 teams in. If they do get in, I think that they definitely are a sleeper. I think that hard non-con schedule definitely helps. They played, Purdue not horribly. They lost, I think, by around 10 points. And same with UConn. So they played some very hard teams in the non-con and then got a huge win over one on the road versus Kentucky. I also like their roster. Their roster is pretty good. There are some noticeable holes, and the biggest one being the shooting. I think that they need more shooting, and they don't have the best speed on this team, but they have an amazing front court, which includes Graham Ike, Anton Watson, and off the bench, Ben Gregg, and you got Braden Huff. Those are 4 solid front court players that have been killing it. I like Braden Huff a lot as a freshman. Anton Watson is a stud, and Graham Ike off the pick and roll with Ryan Nembhard has been deadly. And that brings me to their 2 really good guards in Ryan Nembhard and Nolan Hickman. If Ryan Nembhard can score a little bit more, shoot a little bit better, along with Nolan Hickman's shooting, this team could be a sleeper team to make it to Sweet 16 or even further. I mean, Gonzaga has made it to the past 8 Sweet 16s. Gonzaga's been on a big streak, and yeah, you can't really count out Mark Few. They have not lost in the first weekend of March Madness in the past 8 years. So look out for Gonzaga. Definitely a possible sleeper. Next up, coming in here at number 4, I do have the Clemson Tigers. The reason they're coming in here at number 4 and not higher is because they haven't been playing the best in ACC play. Now, a little bit recently, they have been playing better, but they are currently projected as a 5 seed, which is the highest seed that we can go based on my criteria, and they are my only 5 seed in this top 5. And I think that they, again, play a great non-con schedule, and unlike Gonzaga, they were actually winning these non-con games. They have great wins over Alabama, South Carolina, TCU, and Boise State, which are all going to be NCAA tournament teams this year. And those are all great wins in the non-con. I also really like their roster. PJ Hall averaging 19 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, 2 blocks a game. Joe Girard is a good point guard transfer from Syracuse, 15 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, he is also a really good shooter. And I like Chase Hunter a lot. I think that he is a glue guy. He's a great guard who can also get you some assists, 12 points per game, and shoot the ball. I like this Clemson team a lot as a sleeper. I think that when you look at the non-con, that is really what you want to look at because, yes, they haven't been playing all that great in the ACC, but they haven't been playing horrible. And the non-con is really what you need to look at because they are not going to be playing other ACC teams in the tournament, at least for the first 2 games. So you look at that, I definitely like Clemson a lot as a potential sleeper team to make it all the way to the Final Four out of the ACC. Next up, coming in here at number 3, we got a team out of the Big East, and there are a couple teams out of the Big East that I think could be sleepers, but the team that I decided to go with, we have our second projected 11 seed of this video, and this is the Providence Friars. I like this team a lot, and I think if Bryce Hopkins didn't get injured, they may be number 1 on this list. It sucks that he tore his ACL or Achilles, I'm not for sure, but he tore something that was not good. Ended his season, but Providence, I think, is still going to sneak in as a tournament team, and they have some star players on this team. Devin Carter is a guy that can take over March Madness and lead Providence far, maybe even past the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8, or a very, very slight chance of making it to the Final Four. Devin Carter's averaging 19 points per game, 8 rebounds a game, and 3 assists. As a guard, he is averaging 8 rebounds a game as well. So that is crazy. Like, Devin Carter, one of the most underrated players. Like, if you're a casual college basketball fan, you don't know Devin Carter, you need to look into him, and you will understand why I think that he could take over March Madness and go on a deep run and lead this Providence Friars team deep. Josh Aduro, he is a guy who's really stepped up. I mean, he was playing good even before the Bryce Hopkins injury, and that was a front court that was looking very, very scary, but he stepped up even more since that injury. He's averaging 16 points a game and 8 rebounds a game. This is a very good Providence team that could be very sneaky given the right matchups. Look out for them, another potential 11 seed that could make a very deep run. Next up, coming in here at number 2, and my top 2 are very much my top 2. I feel really good about these 2 teams, as right now I'm feeling like one of these 2 teams are going to be in my projected Final Four right now. And coming in here at number 2, we do have the BYU Cougars. BYU is being so slept on right now. In Joe Lunardi's bracketology, they are projected as a 6 seed currently, which I think is honestly not a bad spot for them. They have 7 players on their team that average at least 9 points per game. That means they are deep, and they share the ball so well. And not only that, but they are a great shooting team. I just watched them defeat Baylor last night and put on a shooting clinic. I really like this BYU team. I think that they're being slept on, and they are another team that played really good and had a very good record in the non-conference. And I think that that is so key. And they haven't been playing bad in the Big 12. They're somewhere in the middle of the Big 12, but they're positive. 7-6 in the Big 12. They just beat Baylor. They play very good at home, like a lot of Big 12 teams do. I really like Jackson Robinson on their team, a 6'7" guard. Spencer Johnson, another guard on this team, who's averaging 10, 5, and 3. This team loves to share the ball. They are a deep team, and they are a great shooting team. They have all the recipes to be a great sleeper team to potentially make it to the Final Four. And the adjustment that BYU has made from going to the West Coast Conference to the Big 12 has been outstanding. They've been killing it. Projected 6 seed right now. They could be a 6 seed that could be in my Final Four right now. I mean, they look really, really good. And finally, coming in here at number 1, I said it was between this team or BYU was my sleeper Final Four pick right now. And coming in here at number 1, I do have Washington State. And Washington State, the Cougars have been playing really good as of late. They are currently projected as a 8 seed in Joe Lunardi's bracketology. I think that they could move up a couple of spots. If they can get at least to that 7 seed mark, somewhere between 7 and 5, I think that that would be so good, because the 8 seed is kind of tricky, because that means you have to knock off a 1 seed in the second round. But I think that they are trending in the right direction. They can get up to a 7 seed, and then I will like this pick a lot better. But they're currently on a 7-game win streak in the Pac-12. They didn't play a very strong non-con schedule, but they were winning games in the non-con. They do have some non-con losses to Mississippi State, to Santa Clara. Those are not great, so I worry about those, and that's probably where I lean more towards BYU as my sleeper Final Four pick right now. But Washington State is trending in the right direction, and they're heating up at the right time, so I like them a lot. And also, this is a fun fact for you: they are the tallest team in the country. Their point guard is 6'3", so that kind of explains it there. They are a very, very tall team, and I like Miles Rice. Miles Rice is a very good guard, averaging 15, 3, and 3. Isaac Jones is a very good forward, averaging 15 and 7. They have a very good team. I like Washington State a lot. I think right now, actually, BYU is my favorite sleeper at the moment just because they are so deep. They're very good at shooting. I think I would trust them a little bit more. They obviously play in the better conference in the Big 12 over the Pac 12. So I really like BYU. They might be my sleeper pick for the Final Four at the moment. But Washington State's up there. I really like Providence because I love Devin Carter so much. He is such a fun player to watch. I think that he can lead Providence to at least 2 wins in the tournament. And Clemson is a team I like a lot just because how good their non-con resume is. And sitting there as a 5 seed, I could see them making a deep run. So let me know your favorite sleeper that's projected from 5 to 11 seeds right now. And let me know in the comment section, do you guys want to see my top 5 mid-major sleepers that could potentially make the Final Four? So let me know that down below in the comment section. Subscribe for more college basketball content. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.